Hello, once again, my amazing followers and brethren here on the social media street. My name is Eze Maximus, and I'm super happy to be right in your face once again to educate you and to connect with you on deeper level. I once again encourage you that if this is your first time of seeing this video or you've been following this channel and you've not followed, subscribed, or interacted with our content, please go ahead to do that right away. Subscribe or follow, comment on this video, share, and of course, to make sure that this video reaches out to as many people as possible. We don't come here to joke, we only come here to educate. And that is what we live for, that is what I live for. And this channel is dedicated to educating our investors, people that want to invest into real estate here in Nigeria, either um, either whether you're living here or you are in the diaspora and you want to invest in Nigeria, this channel is for you. Or you're a realtor who is looking out to scale their business into ₦1 billion sales yearly, this channel is for you too. So we have two distinct categories of videos that I put out here almost weekly. So count yourself lucky to be in one of the most reputable YouTube channels here in Nigeria that actually says things the way they are without mixing words. Once again, my name is Eze Maximus, and I'm graciously the managing director of the Win Realty Limited. Years of experience, almost 8 years of more than 8 years of experience in real estate, and of course, with a lot of huge amount of money made selling real estate. So when I tell you run in real estate, run because I have the result and I have the justification to tell you that. So in this video, I'll be looking at some of the questions an investor who wants to invest here in Nigeria, who wants to buy a property here in Nigeria must ask before they go ahead to buy the properties. One thing I noticed that is one anomaly that I noticed within the investor community here in Nigeria, especially when it comes to buying properties, is that many investors are not schooled, they are not knowledgeable as to the kind of questions they need to ask. And unfortunately, most of the time, they get to work with realtors who are not also knowledgeable about the right kind of questions they should tell their prospect to ask. In this case, the company they want to buy from. And most cases, because they don't ask these questions, they don't indemnify themselves from any future occurrences that has to do with all these concepts. And most time, because they don't ask this question, they don't get to enforce it in the documentation that that comes with these properties they are eventually going to buy. So it is important that you know that you have the power. Let me repeat, you have the power to influence the kind of clauses that should be in your personal documentation when it comes to buying, buying a property from a real estate brand or from an individual. You have the power to influence that, and you also have the power to decide what should be or what should not be in your document. And once again, a free tip I always give within my videos is that don't enter your journey of buying real estate with just your realtor. Please, by all means, hire the services of a lawyer, especially when you are buying from community people, when you're buying from villages. But if you're buying from a reputable company like ours, that's the Win Realty Limited here in Nigeria, of course, you should be rest assured that you're buying from a brand that knows what they are doing. Of course, a company has serviced almost 1,500 more in the last 3 years, and of course, I've not had any singular reason to go to the court to settle a case. Of course, that company knows what they are doing. Once again, without any further ado, let us get into the crux of this video and look at some of the questions that you need to ask your developers, your family, the family you want to buy from, and of course the realtors that you want to buy through when it comes to buying properties down here in Nigeria. There are so many questions to ask, but I'll just have to give you some few. And if you have other questions you think you should ask also, please use the comment section to put up those questions, and I will literally be able to address those questions too. All right. So number one question is, who are the brains behind this company? It's in the case where you're buying from, a real estate company, you must ask that, you must meet and know those people. You must ask this question: who are the brains behind this real estate company? You need to know them. You need to meet them. You need to have if you're not in the country, you need to have a virtual call with them where you see their faces, ask them direct questions, look at their body languages, get to decipher their experience in the industry, seek for documentation, go scavenge around the social media pages, look at who they are. It's important so that you can know what you're doing. There's an adage from a place that say that a snake must can never not give birth to a snake. Yeah, so somebody who knows what they are doing will definitely give birth to proficient systems and reputable systems. So it's important you ask that question. And in the case where you're buying from a community directly, you must get to know who are the real owners, the historical background of the property, who are the real owners of this property. Is this property being bought from the direct owners, people that have owned that property since the inception of that property, or it has been transferred from one owner to the other? Number two question you will ask is, can you show me some testimonials from other buyers? It's important, especially when you're buying from a real estate company. You don't want to be caught up in the web of assuming that the company you're buying from is just on the face value reputable. You must get to validate their reputability by asking for other testimonials from other past buyers. And it's important. Any serious real estate company should not be hesitant to give you those details as you need it. It's important you ask that question. There is so many, of course, here we have a lot of this. We have a lot of testimonials, and that is what the first thing I actually send out to my client and my prospect whenever they reach out to me. The first thing I send out is see what other people that have bought from us have to say. The number three question is, how many estates has the developer successfully delivered? It's important you get to ask for track record. Beyond testimonials, you now need to get to know the real track record of this particular developer or this company. It's important because if you don't have that information, you might as well be one of the people who are going to be the test market for this company. Probably they're using you guys to test run the industry. It might be their first ever client, and it's not bad, especially if, of course, the company knows what they are doing. If you have been able to validate the brains behind the company, it doesn't, I don't think it is bad if you have been able to do that. And they are good people, they know what they are doing. I don't think it is even bad for you to be their first set of client, because if you are, there's going to be a lot of concessions and considerations that is going to blow your mind. Of course, I could remember last 3 years when I launched the Win Realty Limited. I could still remember the first 5 people that bought from me. We are still very much close. These are they have become family right now. So it is important to have that at the back of your mind, that you must have that information gotten. What is their track record? How many properties have they been able to deliver in the said number of years they have been in business, right? So the number fourth question you must ask them is, are there reviews or complaints online about this firm? Now, this is the one you now need to go and do. That's the deeper research you now need to go and do. You have to search deeply about this company. I mean, to get to know, of course, the popular reviews from people beyond the testimonials the company have sent. Of course, no company want to demarcate themselves. Beyond the testimonials they've been able to send across to you, you need to understand, is there any other form of complaints out there in the public domain that you need to look out to? And if there are, how did this company address it? Is there any traceable digital footprint that addressed this issue? If there is, or if there is not, you now have an information to run with. The last but not the least on this particular series, of course, there are going to be a lot of, this is the episode 1 on these questions an investor must ask before they buy, is there any physical office for this particular company that I can really walk into? Is very important, very, very important. Many real estate companies, in quote, doesn't have physical offices, especially now that we live in the era of technology where anybody can put up a face on social media and have both claims about him or herself. It's important you know that it is important that the company you want to work with have actually a physical address that you can work with, that is referenceable, that you can always go through for complaints and for reviews and for anything at all. It's important you ask these questions. Very, very important you ask these questions, right? Then on the bonus side is, you need to now know this particular company, do they have hidden charges? I mean, this is actually a bonus point. Their product, do they just sell the properties and it's just flat, it encompasses all the costs inclusive, or is this land coming up with other, hidden charges? It's important to have that at the back of your mind. I'm trying to run because it's going to be a very long video if I begin to really hit on each of the questions really the way I should. But because of time, and I understand that people who are watching this are smart people, they understand as I talk, I try to run and compress it for time. But if this actually appeals to you, it means that buying properties back home here in Nigeria, especially here in Port Harcourt or Abuja, appeals to you. And of course, the Will Realty and our sister companies are readily available to help you access the best and the most profitable real estate investment here in Nigeria if you're in the diaspora, or if you're in Nigeria. Of course, you should understand what I'm talking about. So do well to reach out, DM me, and of course, there's my WhatsApp link. It's going to be in the description of this video. Chat me up, and of course, I'll send you a portfolio, or I'll send you a brochure of our properties. Great, amazing locations, both here in Port Harcourt and Abuja. And of course, you can go ahead and make your investment as quickly as possible. Once again, thank you for joining me on this journey of the questions you must ask your developer or the person you want to buy property from before you go ahead to drop any one kobo on that property. If you found value in this video, do well to subscribe, comment, and share this video to your friends and well wishers. Of course, to your investors friends, they might find value in this video also. Thank you once again for joining in. Do well to look out for the next video. Thank you.